welcome to Little Learners. We talk about phonics a lot on this channel and today is no different. We are going to be discussing the changes to some of the phonics phases. I know I called this video New Phonics Phases or something like that. It's not completely new, but we haven't spoken about it on this channel before, so it's new to the channel. So stay tuned and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This video is sponsored by GiveInternet. Thank you so much to them for their sponsor, and we will find out more about them later in the video. So whenever I've spoken about phonics phases on this channel, I've been referring to the letters and sounds phonics phases. Letters and Sounds was originally published by the Department for Education as a kind of guide to how you can progress through phonics. It was never a complete scheme, but most phonics schemes that we know today are built off of letters and sounds or use a lot of letters and sounds. And the guidance in particular from that they use are the phases. So to give you a quick summary, here are the phases of phonics that we know. So we have phase 1 where there are no letters being learnt, no graphemes. That's all about building the foundation for phase 2, where we do start learning sounds. These are the sounds that we start to learn. In phase 3 we learn more sounds. We have tricky words through phase 2 and phase 3. Then in phase 4 we also have more tricky words that are introduced, and we kind of consolidate the knowledge that we've learned already, reading more complex words. In phase 5, we start to look at alternative spellings and pronunciations of different sounds, and we of course have more tricky words. And then in phase 6, we are building on fluency and we are looking at suffixes, prefixes, things like that. So that is kind of a very quick summary of what the phases look like in letters and sounds and in lots of different schemes. So for example, Jolly Phonics uses this, Twinkle Phonics uses this. There's lots of different schemes that use this. In 2021, a new scheme was devised. It was funded by the Department for Education, but it was created by Little Sutton Primary School and Chesterton Primary School, which are both part of the Wandle Learning Trust. They created Little Wandle Letters and Sounds Revised. So this was taking the letters and sounds guidance and turning it into an actual scheme. But they also changed the way that the phases work. And there's been a bit of confusion about this, I think, over the years. Sometimes when teachers move to a new school or they come across the scheme and the phases are different, or if a parent is used to one scheme or one way of things being done, then they move to another school and their child is suddenly doing different things, it can be quite confusing. So I thought it would be quite helpful to have a video on the channel about this. Before we move on, I just want to let you know all about the sponsor of today's video, GiveInternet, and the giveaway that they're running for Little Learners viewers. GiveInternet is a non-profit organisation that makes it easy for you to sponsor internet access and laptops for underprivileged high school students living in refugee camps, rural areas and underserved communities in developing countries. There are over 1 billion students worldwide who don't have access to the internet. They've missed out on education, online jobs, conversations and equal opportunities, and we've missed out on their potential. GiveInternet started out as a company that was translating videos into Georgian for people who lived in Georgia, but they soon realised that many people in Georgia didn't actually have internet access, so they couldn't access those videos and those translations. So they shifted gears a little bit, and that's what I really love about GiveInternet. They're always evolving and improving depending on what students need. Their local educational partners provide skills development programs such as coding, design and healthcare, enabling the students to make a living. If you'd like to make a donation today at this very giving time of year, then you can use the link in the description box down below. If you use that link in my description box, your donation will be doubled. And that's not all. GiveInternet is running a giveaway for Little Learners viewers because it is that time of year. Use the second link in the description box or pinned comment down below to enter a giveaway where you can win lots of merch, much like what I'm wearing here today, to spread the awareness of GiveInternet and give yourself a nice little after Christmas present. The giveaway is open until December 27th and the winners will be contacted by GiveInternet directly. Good luck, and thank you to GiveInternet for everything you do and for sponsoring this video. So the Little Wandle Letters and Sounds Revised is a complete scheme, whereas the Letters and Sounds before was kind of guidance that everyone built upon. There are some differences between the phases in the Little Wandle Letters and Sounds, so I think it's important to go through those. The first major thing is that there is really no phase 1. There is, but it's not called phase 1, it's called Foundation for Phonics. In the original Letters and Sounds, phase 1 was made up of 7 different aspects. You can take a look at my video about phase 1. I'll put the link in the description box down below and in a card up here somewhere. But in the revised Letters and Sounds for Little Wandle, the Foundation for Phonics is different. It's made up of mainly 2 parts: rhyme time and tuning into sounds. It provides ideas for games and also sets out progression throughout that kind of phase, or that foundation, for children in nursery or at that level. So in essence, it's very similar to phase 1, but it is laid out a bit differently. We don't have those aspects in there. When children start in reception, if they are using the Little Wandle Letters and Sounds Revised, I think I'm just going to call that Little Wandle now. If they're using Little Wandle, all children start at phase 2. It doesn't matter if they haven't been to nursery or any childcare provider before then. It doesn't matter if they haven't had any phase 1 input. They will be starting at phase 2. Now, any good teacher knows that you use phase 1 or the foundation alongside all the other phases anyway, so hopefully teachers will be doing that anyway. Now, phase 2 looks quite a bit different actually in Little Wandle to the original Letters and Sounds. So let's take a look at how they compare. So in the original Letters and Sounds, we have 5 sets of letters and sounds. In set 1, we have s, a, t, p. And then in the ongoing sets, we build upon those with some more sounds. The first 5 sounds that children learn are s, a, t, p, I, n, also known as sat pin, and that is the same in Little Wandle. As you can see from the comparison here, the phase 2 from the original Letters and Sounds is a bit shorter than phase 2 in Little Wandle. In the original, the only digraphs we see are CK and double letters. But in Little Wandle, we have lots of digraphs where these would originally have been in phase 3. They are now in phase 2 in Little Wandle. So we have qu, ch, sh, th, and v, ng, and nk. So as you can see, phase 2 in Little Wandle is a lot longer, will take longer to get through, and includes a lot of those sounds that we are used to seeing in phase 3. When we get to phase 3, we see vowel digraphs and some more consonant digraphs. We also see some trigraphs, ear, I. However, we don't see your, which we're used to seeing in the original Letters and Sounds. This is actually taught as a tricky word, so seeing words like pure, that's taught as a tricky word rather than learning the sound your, U-R-E. In phase 5, children are learning the alternate spellings, pronunciations. So for example, if you have the letter C, children know it's a k, but they can also learn that it makes a s sound in words like circle, circus, Cinderella. There also isn't a phase 6 with Little Wandle, so instead they have kind of sprinkled the suffixes and prefixes and things that we associate with phase 6 within phase 5 and kind of around the scheme where they felt it was appropriate. And we've spoken on this channel before about how some schemes don't use phase 6 at all, so there's an example for you. Of course, we also have tricky words throughout all of the phases, apart from the foundation for phonics. The tricky words have changed a little bit in Little Wandle, but they do vary between schemes and schools as well. You may notice that your child's school might add their own tricky words in, especially if they are reading books like kipper books, biff, chip, kipper, floppy. They might add those words in to the tricky words for children to learn because they're going to see them so often. So I hope this comparison between the original letters and sounds, which is still being used and still creates the foundation for many, many schemes, and the little Wandle letters and sounds revised phases has cleared things up a little bit, and if there has been any confusion, that it's made it a little bit clearer for you. Please do leave your questions in the comment section down below. I am happy to answer and would love to know your thoughts if you use this little Wandle scheme or you use a different scheme. What do you think about the changes that they've made to the phases? Don't forget to click that like button if you enjoyed the video, as it really helps out the channel, and subscribe to become part of the Little Learners family. Click the join button down below to find out more about memberships and see if you would like to become a member of the channel. Thank you so much to GiveInternet for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to look in the description box down below for the links to the giveaway and to make a donation. Don't forget your donation will be matched. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.